Feed AM. We begin with this concerning news, and it is breaking this hour. Police in Gqeberha have initiated a 72-hour plan after 2 men were killed and 3 injured in a shooting incident early this morning. 4 others managed to escape. Now, the men allegedly broke into a house and rounded up the victims in the kitchen. Let's get more on this story, and we speak to Siphosethu Booi, who joins us live now. Siphosethu, good morning to you. It's a terrible story. Tell us exactly what more information you have around this incident.
Good morning to you, Oli, and you are quite correct when you say this is a terrible story, because there were about 9 people, from what I understand from the family members. There were 9 people inside the house, while of course one of the 2 deceased is a son to the woman we're about to speak to. Her name is Benedict, so she'll be giving us a bit of a background in terms of the hours, or rather minutes, prior to the men breaking into the house and shooting these 2 men dead, while the 5, Oli, 3 managed to escape. 2 are in a critical condition in hospital. And what makes the story further sad is that those 2 are also sons to Benedict. She joins us now to give us a bit of a background in terms of what happened in the early hours of this morning. Thank you, Ma'am Benedict, for your time. Please give us a bit of detail as far as the hours as well as the minutes prior to the break-in happened in your home in the early hours of this morning.
This morning at about 10 to 2, I heard my son was shouting at me, calling, "Mommy, Mommy, go open the door," because the police is at the door. They identified himself as the police. As I was getting out of the servants' quarters to get into the house, the people were already inside the house. I can't really tell. It's 4 to 5. They were 4 to 5. And the one that had a helmet with the light on his head, and he told me to go back to the servants' quarters, because at the time I need to go to the toilet as well. But I said, no, go back to the servants' quarters. And he follows me, get my one son as he was lying on the couch, and asked what his name was. So we told him what his name was, and they asked me, "Where's Ruben?" And I say, "Inside the bedroom at the servants' quarters." And I come out, and they ask him, "Are you Ruben?" And he said, "Yes." And they say, "Come, go lay down in the kitchen." And what I saw, it was 5 of them that lay down in the kitchen. I didn't know where my other son was. His name is Stefan Felix, who's critical in hospital. And then they locked the door from inside, and I just hear bang, 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 bang. They open the door and they run out.
How's the situation now with your sons in hospital? Have you managed to get to the hospital to check on the 2 that's in hospital?
I came from the hospital. One is very bad. The doctor said all of our family must come to the hospital because we don't think he's going to make it.
Oli, that is, of course, the mother of the 3. 2 are still critical in hospital, while 1 has passed away inside the house. She says the man came inside the house and ordered the boys to come and lay down in the kitchen, and she was sent outside of the house. So when all of this was happening, the shootings were currently happening, she was not inside the house. The only thing she heard were the gunshots, and when she came inside the house, she then saw one of her son and a cousin were lying on the floor, and they were, of course, with gunshot wounds. The others, the 2, are still in hospital. The doctor did say that one of them is in a critical condition. This comes at a time where just last week, Oli, we were in New Brighton, and 6 people were shot there. 3 females and 3 males. 2 of those 6 were actually from the same family. So I see there's a bit of a thread as far as, of course, shootings are concerned here in Gqeberha. And also a 72-hour implementation was also implemented by the police in that case as well, similar to this one. And we are now also waiting comment from the police as far as the investigations are concerned.
Siphosethu Booi, thank you very much for that update. What a terrible, terrible incident this is, because the mother also unsure at this stage about whether one of her sons, who is said to be critical, is likely to make it. We are going to wait on that report as Siphosethu tries to tie up the loose ends here. The police have got to tell us whether or not there was a motive for this, but the scourge of crime in the country once again rearing its ugly head.